Hey, and welcome to the video, and if you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to comment, please do. If you want to share it, then please share to anybody you feel you want to share it with. And last but not least, if you want to subscribe, then please do. It allows us to bring you even more great content. With that being said, let's get on with the video. Hi, and welcome to this latest video on configuring a Juniper MX as an LNS. In this video, we're going to configure the L2TP Tunnel Group. However, before then, some subscribers have asked me to do a high-level overview of our final objective. So here's the overview of what we're doing. So if we go from right to left, we've got our CPE or customer premises equipment will be defined within our lab environment by an SRX. Then we've got the LAC, which is the Layer 2 Tunneling Protocol Access Concentrator. Now we're going to be defining that with a Cisco 7200. Now if we ever mention client, this is what we're on about. The client for us is not the CPE, it's the LAC. What we're actually configuring at the moment is the LNS BNG/BRAS on the Juniper MX, and the service interface is this interface that points towards the client or the LAC. Then at the other side, we'll be going through a firewall to the AAA server that we're going to configure, and we're going to configure it with the vendor specified attributes that will return those attributes back to the LNS. And that's where the variables come in, because they will be populated with our AAA information that is sent back for that particular customer. So with that being said, let's move on with the actual configuration. So in this video, we're actually moving on to another major part of the Juniper MX LNS build. So in this actual lesson, we're going to configure the L2TP Tunnel Group. So it's an important stage because we're now starting to bring together several of the components that we've configured individually throughout the series. So we've already built, as you know, the dynamic profile, the AAA configuration, the PPP group profile, and the L2TP client profile. So what we're going to do is we're going to start tying those components together under this actual L2TP tunnel group. So if you're new to L2TP, as per what I've mentioned in the overall topology, remember the basic architecture. We've got the subscriber that's going to use PPP, PPPoE to the LAC, an L2TP tunnel to the Juniper MX, and then the LNS. So the LAC or L2TP access concentrator sits at the access side of the L2TP connection, and we've called it the client. So the Juniper MX is operating as the LNS or the L2TP network server. So the LAC establishes the L2TP tunnel towards the MX, and the individual subscriber PPP sessions can then be carried across that tunnel. So let's configure the tunnel group one command at a time and understand exactly what each command is doing. So let's go into edit mode and start with our first command. So our first command is going to be set services. Okay, we always do set services, and it's going to be L2TP and our tunnel group. We're putting there a tunnel group, and we're going to call it LAC. Okay, Layer 2 TP Access Concentrator. So it's to the LAC really. Okay, and our L2TP Access Profile is going to be L2TP profile. So what's this command actually doing? Well, we're creating the L2TP tunnel group called LAC, and we're associating that tunnel group with the L2TP access profile called L2TP profile. Now, if you've been following the complete series, you'll know that we've already created that profile, and inside that profile we configured our L2TP client that we call 21CN, and we defined the characteristics such as the maximum sessions per tunnel, our L2TP interface ID, and our L2TP shared secret, and our associated PPP group profile. So we're not going to configure all those settings again. Instead, here what we're saying is use the L2TP configuration we've already defined inside L2TP Profile. So conceptually, we're doing L2TP Tunnel Group, LAC, L2TP Access Profile, L2TP Profile, Client 21CN. So this is one of the key concepts to understand with Juniper subscriber configuration. We're actually building individual components and then linking those components together by name. So rather than creating one enormous block of configuration, we're creating logical building blocks and referencing them when they're required. A bit like programming with subroutines, if you like. You reference that subroutine each time you require that subroutine. So let's move on with the second command, and the second command again is going to be set services L2TP, and again tunnel group, and it's going to be LAC again, and this time we're going to put in there our AAA access profile. And what did we call it? We called it AAA. So what's this one doing? Well, as I've just said, we're actually associating the tunnel group with the access profile called AAA. And again, it's something we configured earlier, as you know, in an earlier lesson. And the AAA stands for, what does it stand for? Authentication, Authorization and Accounting. So our AAA profile, if you remember, defines how our MX communicates with our RADIUS infrastructure for our subscriber services. So basically what we're saying here is when the subscriber session arrives through our L2TP environment, the MX needs to know which AAA profile should I use to process these subscribers. And we're answering that question here. We're telling the tunnel group, use the AAA access profile called AAA. So again, conceptually, L2TP tunnel group to LAC, to access profile, to AAA, to RADIUS. So again, we're not rebuilding the RADIUS configuration, we're actually simply linking our L2TP tunnel group to the AAA configuration that already exists. So our tunnel group now knows which L2TP profile should I use, which is L2TP profile, and which AAA profile should I use, which is the AAA profile. So we're actually starting to see all those individual components of our LNS build come together. So let's now configure the third command. So we're going to configure set services L2TP and our tunnel group, which is LAC. But this time we're going to put in there our local gateway address. So we're going to put in their local gateway address, and this is the gateway that faces our LAC. So in other words, the services interface. And what address did we put on there? We put on there 192.168.100.2 because we said .1 will be the LAC end. So we can enter that command. And this is an extremely important part of the L2TP configuration because we're configuring that local gateway address. And in our environment, as I've said, is that address 192.168.100.2. So remember, the Juniper MX is operating as the LNS. So that is the local address we're associating with the LNS side of the L2TP tunnel group. We're effectively, at this point, telling Junos for this L2TP tunnel group use 192.168.100.2 as the local gateway address. So when we think about the tunnel itself, we have two endpoints. At one end we have the LAC, which we're calling the client, and at the other end we have this Juniper MX LNS. So we're using .2 this end and .1 the other end. This is also an extremely important troubleshooting concept because if the L2TP tunnel doesn't establish later, one of the first things we need to establish is, does the LAC have IP connectivity to the LNS local gateway address? Because before we start troubleshooting RADIUS subscriber authentication or dynamic profiles or subscriber addressing, the underlying L2TP endpoints need to be able to communicate. So let's move on to the next command, and we're going to associate the service device pool. So again, set services L2TP Tunnel Group LAC and the service, and this time it's going to be the device pool, which we named LNS. So let's enter that command and discuss it. So we already created the pool earlier and we associated the pool LNS with the service interface SI000. So we're not actually creating another service interface here, we're simply telling the L2TP Tunnel Group use the existing service device pool called LNS. So conceptually it's L2TP Tunnel Group to LAC service device pool LNS SI000. So that actually associates the L2TP Tunnel Group with the service resources required for the L2TP service. And again, this demonstrates the modular nature of the configuration. The tunnel group doesn't need us to redefine the services interface, it simply references the pool we've already created, LNS. So whenever you see service device pool LNS, remember that LNS isn't a special Junos keyword, it's the name we've given our existing service device pool. So let's move on with the final command, the fifth and final command. So again, set services L2TP tunnel group, and we called it LAC, and this time it's going to be the dynamic profile that we need to associate, and the dynamic profile we call dyn-lns-profile. So let's enter that and discuss that quickly. So we're actually associating now the tunnel group with a dynamic profile we named dyn-lns-profile. And if you followed the series again from the beginning, you'll remember that our dynamic profile was one of the first, well, it was actually the first major component we configured. And the whole purpose of the dynamic profile is that we don't want to manually create permanent subscriber configuration for every individual customer connecting to the LNS. So instead we created that template so that when the subscriber connects, Junos can dynamically instantiate the subscriber configuration using that template and using the appropriate dynamic variables, if you remember. So here we're telling the L2TP Tunnel Group use dyn-lns-profile as the dynamic profile associated with these subscriber sessions. So conceptually again, we're doing subscriber arrives, goes to L2TP tunnel group LAC, the dynamic LNS profile, dynamic subscriber configuration. And this is where those variables we configured earlier in the series start to make sense. Things such as, if you remember, $Junos interface name, Junos interface unit, etc. And they act as the placeholders. So when the actual subscriber connects, Junos can populate those variables with information relevant to that particular subscriber session. So we don't have to do it manually. We don't have to configure a subscriber again and again and again. All of these linking together allow the dynamic profile to have the template to dynamically build it. Now let's have a look at what we've actually connected. So we've entered only 5 commands, but we've actually connected which L2TP profile should I use, the L2TP profile, which AAA profile, AAA, what is my local L2TP gateway address, well it's 192.168.100.2, which service device pool should I use, LNS, and the dynamic profile that I should use or associate with my subscribers is dyn-lns-profile, and that is the big picture. Why is the tunnel group so important? Well, if you're a beginner again, this is the most important concept I need you to take away from this lesson. Think of the L2TP tunnel group as one of the major connection points between the different components of the LNS configuration. We've deliberately built the components separately, so now we're telling Junos, use this L2TP profile, use this AAA profile, use this local gateway address, use this service device pool, and use this dynamic profile. And we're bringing all of those references together under tunnel group LAC. And once you start viewing Juniper subscriber configuration this way, it's going to become much easier to understand. So instead of seeing hundreds of unrelated Juniper commands, start looking at the configuration as individual building blocks and the relationships between those building blocks. Now that's far more useful than simply memorizing syntax. So we've actually configured quite a lot of our LNS, but we're not quite ready to bring our subscriber online yet from an LNS perspective. There's another fundamental piece we still need to configure, and that's subscriber addressing. So we'll need to provide our subscribers with their IPv4 addressing, and also we want to provide IPv6 connectivity. So next we're going to be looking at our IPv6 configuration NDRA, which is the neighbor discovery route of advertisement. So in the next video we're going to be moving into IPv4, IPv6 and NDRA, and once those addressing components are in place we'll be getting a lot closer to bringing everything together and testing the complete subscriber journey from end to end. So now let's just check and commit. So let's do a show compare first. So we can do a show compare. There we go, do a show compare. We'll do a commit check. That succeeds, and now we're going to commit this configuration. So our L2TP tunnel group's now configured. So more importantly, we're no longer looking at our AAA profile, L2TP profile, service device pool and dynamic profile as completely separate pieces. We've now started bringing them together as part of a complete Juniper MX L2TP LNS bras BNG subscriber service. And as I've already stated, in the next lesson we're going to move on to IPv4, IPv6 and NDRA subscriber addressing configuration, and we'll take another major step towards bringing a subscriber online. Okay, so if there are any questions regarding this particular video, let me know and we'll run through them. Okay, so please subscribe if you're enjoying this series. Let's get this moving. Okay, take care. Look forward to the next video. Bye bye.